Hey guys, so I'm here at home finally after 5 weeks of doing placement in Belgium. I enjoyed it so much. It was some of the best 5 weeks I've ever had. I met such amazing people, I learned so much, it was just brilliant. But as good as it was, I am so happy to be home and with the horses. Today I'm going to be riding Khal for the first time in like a year. He hasn't been ridden since last summer when I was competing him. And then he kind of just had a break because I was at college and I was trying to focus on Fiona, and he just kind of just didn't have time for him, unfortunately. So I've been lunging him, and now today is my first day riding him. So I'm really excited. He's been so chilled and so like laid back, just as if he's been in work for months. He's just such a quiet horse. I'm really lucky. Even though he's only 5, he's got like an old man's head on his shoulders, I think. So yeah, I'm going to go get him now and see how he goes. Hope he doesn't book me off, or hopefully he does. Maybe I'll get loads of views then. So yeah, I'm going to go get him now. Hey Callie boy. So I have Khal and my dad has Fiona in front of me. So here is my first ride on Khal in over a year. So he was really good, as you can see. I've done a whole video all about him. It's the last video that I uploaded, but in case you haven't seen that, Khal is a 5-year-old gelding. He is 16-1 and he's actually our first homebred horse. So I've done everything with him. I've broken him. I'm the only one that's ridden him, really. I don't think anyone's else has ridden him that I can think of anyway. So yeah, here he is kind of chasing the chicken a little bit, but he doesn't mind. He's very used to all the chickens and dogs going around the place. So you can see that he is extremely sensible. He's just trotting around like he's been doing it his whole life. I'm really proud of him. He's just got such a good temperament and really good brain. The two problems that we have usually on the flat work is that he is often behind my leg, and this also kind of translates to the second problem, which is that he falls behind the vertical a little bit. But as he gets stronger and moving off my leg better, his frame will start to open out. As it was my first ride on him, there's a spook. So he had one spook the whole ride, and then he kind of put his head down like he was bucking, but he just kind of slowed to a halt. And that is the most Khal thing that he could have done. Like, he will spook because he is 5 years old and he hasn't been ridden in ages, but he just kind of goes, never mind, actually. It's easier just to trot around like a good boy. So like I was saying, as he gets stronger and in front of my leg, he'll start to open his frame out a little bit more. Also, I am riding a little bit tentative. Obviously, he's fresh. I was on the defense more than, willing to give him big loose reins because I didn't know what he was going to do. I didn't know if he would buck or bolt or, I thought he would be like this, but there's always that risk. So I was riding a little bit tentative. I was keeping him on a shortish rein so he didn't get any ideas. But then I went around and did some pull work. Khal gets a little bit bored if you just do flat work. This is also to do with his very laid back brain. If you aren't kind of showing him new things, challenging him, he just gets bored and he'll start getting lazy and he'll just want to walk, really. So we did some trotting pulls. You can see he is very nice and careful over them with a lovely movement. He is one of the nicest horses I've ever ridden on the flat. He just feels so nice. His trot is so floaty. He just kind of barely touches the ground. Oh, it's just so nice to ride him. So then I changed the rein over another pull, and he just kind of looks at it a little bit and does a little hop over it. And then we go back around to the trotting pulls. I think it's good with the young horses just to keep them always changing the rein, doing circles, going over poles, because it's very easy just to go around the outside and feel like everything's going really well. But then if you change anything at all, then everything goes out the window. So if you're always kind of showing them new things, changing things, getting them move away from the new inside leg, just really like gets them thinking, and yeah, it opens their mind. So now I just trot down the 2 distances to do it first before I canter. But then when I go over the next 2 distances, he offers the canter over the pull, so I let him go with it. Because he's a lazier horse, if he offers to go faster, I'm not going to say no, go slow, because I'm always happy for him to, go faster and get a bit of that natural energy. So I stick with the canter, we come around to the poles again. The next time to the poles, I make the mistake of kind of holding him a little bit, as if he was some kind of established horse, but I should have just let him go on at his own pace. So because I hold him a little bit, he trots over that. That's no problem. Then he picks up the wrong lead, so I bring him back to trot and we get the canter again. And you just have to kind of stay relaxed. They're going to make mistakes. He's only a baby. So pop back into the canter and come around to the poles again. So it's 3 strides, but again, he's only a baby. We're not going to, make him get exactly 3 strides. I'm just going to let him canter down at his own pace, try find his own feet, and he was very good there. So we come around to the 2 poles on this side. Keeping him straight is something that's really important because he does tend to drift a little bit around the corner. But I found him really good today. He was really listening to my legs, really straightening out of the corner, so I was super happy. So then I come over the pole in the middle. He only changes in front, not a proper change, so I'm trying to get him to come back to trot, but he just kind of wants to canter a little bit. So we go back to trot, pick up the right lead. This transition was not very good. I should have gotten a good trot before I went straight back into canter, but I didn't. So then it just ended up me kind of chasing him a little bit into the canter, which wasn't ideal, but then he went into a nice canter, so it was all good. This was a really nice 3 strides. Sorry it's so bright, the settings were changed, so it gets a little bit bright sometimes. And then he comes down to the other 2 poles and changes his lead over the first one and changes it back over the second one. So we'll have to forgive him for that because he was a good boy and tried to fix his mistake. So then I leave it at that. I just, short and sweet, especially when he's not fit, he's tired. You don't want to be pushing him and just kind of making him bored and tired. And then he kind of starts to associate work with being hard. So I keep the sessions nice and short until he gets fit enough to do a bit more. So I try to get him to work a little bit long and low. He isn't too bad, but he still has a way to go. He doesn't really like to poke his nose out very much. He kind of curls it in behind the vertical, but that's something we're working on. And on the lunge yesterday, he was really, really good. He was really stretching down and out with his nose. So I was really happy with that, and hopefully it starts to translate into his written work. So yeah, that's my golden boy. He's just perfect, really, isn't he? So Khal was absolutely brilliant, which he's telling you. So now I'm giving him a bit of a massage while my dad lunges Fiona out in the arena.
It's called dancing with lunging.
Dancing with lunging, wow, okay. What do I live with? Hello. Back with Fiona. Oh, Khal. Hello. So I'm finished now. Khal got his massage, his feed, and now he's out in the field. And Dad lunged Fiona, so they're all done for today. I'm heading back up to the house now. I'm gonna get a bit to eat, I think. So Khal was amazing, like foot perfect. I'm just so lucky to have young horses like this. I don't know. I also really proud of him. I'm proud of myself for producing a horse that you can just get up on after a year and they work like that. He was moving away from my leg, bending, supple, soft on the bit, relaxed. He had 1 spook and that was it. So yeah, I was just so proud of him. The only thing that we need to work on is that he's behind my leg, which we had this problem when he was first broken as well. He's just like a naturally quite laid back horse, but as he gets fitter and stronger, he just becomes more forward going, and yeah, when he gets more confident as well. So he's a little bit slow and a little bit behind my leg, but I didn't want to push him, you know. His first time riding, I didn't want to be kicking him and getting him all excited. I just was happy that he was just relaxed and trotting around and cantering around and going over the poles easy peasy. So yeah, I'm absolutely delighted with him. So I hope you guys are excited to see how we progress from here, because I'm hoping to get him out to some shows, some schooling shows. So yeah, can't wait. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.